current events with your two favorite news anchors, Mr. Kruger and Mr. Bombeck. We have a lot on our plate today, so let's jump right into it. Big news for some of us here. If your family makes under $60,000 a year, you can get free tuition at any of the University of Nebraska systems. That's University of Nebraska-Lincoln, University of Nebraska-Kearney, and University of Nebraska-Omaha. That's a big game changer and something that not a lot of people have. You still have to pay for your room and board and your books, but tuition is probably the most expensive one. Another important thing that's happening in Nebraska is the Nebraska crossing outlets in Gretna are reopening during the midst of this coronavirus. There's debate about this. Some of the managers aren't too happy that they have to reopen, but the owners of the mall definitely want to make money. And as we know, the coronavirus kind of has two different opinions. Some people say keep quarantining, while others say open it up and just get the majority of people infected with the virus, and hopefully it runs its course. Mr. Kruger?
Welcome back. Now, I know what some of you think. Memes are hilarious, which they are. You know what's also not very funny? My mustache. It's still back, guys. I know you're thinking it was a 1 week thing. It's rolling, okay? Now, so here's a couple of the most popular memes from last week. Okay, the first one here, right, has to do with the difference of years, and I think that's kind of funny. We had all of the AirPod craze, at the beginning of this year, and now the world revolves around hand sanitizer, toilet paper, and Clorox wipes. Kind of important things. And then the second meme here that I really like has to do with people that are kind of an introvert. They're not really always about being outside and being with big groups of people. They just like being a homebody. And I have a brother that's exactly that same way. So when I see this meme, it makes me laugh. So those are my two favorite memes. Mr. Bombeck, what are yours?
Thank you, Mr. Kruger. Those are some pretty funny memes. Here are some of my favorites from the Gold team. This one, the Cash Me Outside girl, that's a good one. Because guess what? A lot of us aren't following those social distancing rules. That's why Grand Island's so bad. The next one I really like is the Backstreet Boys. Pretty funny. Good job this week with your memes. Back to the news, Mr. Kruger.
Now, I know what we're thinking. The coronavirus, terrible. News is negative, always. And our job here is to try to bring a positive spin to it. So there's always, optimism. The glass is always half full. One thing being is because of the coronavirus, there is huge changes in climate change and how the animals in the world is working. Pollution is down like crazy. You can see the Alps now. In South Africa, they have lions napping on the roads that used to be busy with cars. And in Russia, they have polar bears taking over towns while everyone's locked in quarantine. Crazy world we live in right now. So, I know what you're thinking. Mr. Kruger, how are you dealing with the e-learning? And I will tell you guys, this video pretty much sums it up.
Hey, so as some of you guys might know, I'm a music teacher, and I found that one of the best ways that I can process the whole transition to online learning and teaching is to write a song. So I wrote a song. I'd like to share that with you guys now. Here we go.
What happened in history a year ago this week was in Paris, France, the Notre Dame Cathedral burned down. All right, this church was going on for 850 years, and then during construction last year, a fire broke out and had massive damages to it. This is one of the most important churches in the entire world. All right, I would say second behind the one in Rome, St. Peter's Basilica. All right, very, very important church for Christianity across the world. $1.5 billion were donated across people from all over the world to try to fix this church. And something that they haven't been able to fix, and they don't know if the whole thing's ever going to be the same again. Kind of crazy. Definitely look at some of these pictures.
Dumb news story of the week. I understand that some of us are sneakerheads. Mr. Kruger's one of them. But you guys have to be careful. There was a girl in Florida that had 3 Yeezys for sale for $935 and had a sale worked out with 2 older gentlemen. She met up with them, and these guys killed this girl over a pair of Yeezys. Yeezys are ugly anyways. Mr. Kruger, to the weather.
How's the weather? I don't know. It's pretty nice. It's Nebraska. There'll probably be a foot of snow tomorrow.
It's your favorite segment of the week. Dad joke of the day. Have you guys ever wondered what to tell your sister when she's crying? Are you having a cry, sis? Mr. Kruger, what's yours?
This dad joke is brought to you by Kaylee Church. All right? Hair joke coming for you. We all have bad hair right now. Maybe older people are getting their grays coming out, bad highlights, cool mustaches are in though. It all happens. So here's this one. You guys know what the moon's favorite haircut is? An eclipse. That's a good one. You guys know what really grinds my gears? When people have the wrong answers. For instance, when someone says, what is one of your favorite Easter candies? And you put Peeps, like Dylan Coates. That's wrong.
Come on, man. Everyone knows it's Reese's Eggs.
From last week was local restaurants. And you guys did an awesome job on that. I agree with most of them. Okay, most of them. Now, if you were sitting there answering the questions from last week, you'd be like, my family never goes out to eat. I get it. That's how my family was too. So that's just part of life, all right? You have a chance when you get older and you have your own money. Okay, first thing, Texas Roadhouse, huge fan. Everyone's got to love the bread. I mean, the bread brings you in. Second thing, Cane's. You guys are a lot of Cane's fan, which the surprise was, where's Popeyes at? I've never had Popeyes, but people used to collect the bracelets and all that stuff. So I don't know what happened to Popeyes. And then Taco Bell is up there. All right. Now, I have no problems with Taco Bell. Okay. Is it Mexican food? No. But if you have $3 and you're really hungry, that's the place to go to. So I'd get Taco Bell. Favorite restaurant? I don't know, but favorite when you don't have very much money, that's a great spot. And then Sin City. Okay. Sin City. If you've never been to it, downtown, pretty cool old place with great burgers. Fuji was up there as well. A couple of you said Subway. That's terrible. No way.
All right. This week's Mount Rushmore is going to be potato chips. Some of my favorite, something I definitely enjoy snacking on. Number 1, you got to go with the classic Doritos. They have great Super Bowl commercials, and they have great chips. Number 2, I love kettle cooked, and so I'd have to go with kettle cooked honey barbecue. Perfect crunch, perfect taste, amazing. Number 3, Cheetos. So if you can't tell, I really like some flavor. Don't like just the original stuff. And the last one, Fritos Flavor Twist Honey Barbecue. I could eat a whole bag in one setting. Those are delicious. Mr. Kruger, what's your top 4 chips?
So, really love some chips. Okay, number 1 is actually going to be the Ruffles Sour Cream and Cheddar chips. Awesome chips. You can eat the whole bag in one setting, which is probably not a good thing, but gosh, they're good. Okay, number 2. All right, brings me back to summer, brings me back to grilling. Lay's barbecue chips, perfect with a hot dog or a hamburger. Love those. Okay, number 3, terrible for your breath, but they're delicious. Funyuns, gotta love those. And the last one, Pringles. Problem with Pringles is you just never know when you open it up. Is your entire can of Pringles going to be crumbled, or are they going to be intact? And so that's what puts them at number 4. Else they might be a little higher on my list. All right, thanks. What's your guys's?
Ba-da-dum. Football's back. Well, kinda. The NFL draft is this Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Personally, it's one of my favorite sporting events each year. I can sit in front of that TV the whole weekend and watch the draft. I'm excited because it kind of means football's back. Breaking news. Wait, Mr. Kruger, are you working?
Thanks, Mr. Bombeck. I am reporting live from Indian Head Golf Club, which is a semi-private golf course. If you can look over here, you will see that there are probably 50 or more cars of people out golfing. Should this place be closed is the question. Jackrabbit is closed, a city-owned course, and this one is still open. You guys decide. Reporting live from Indian Head Golf Course, this is Mr. Kruger.
The red and white spring game happened this week. Well, once again, kinda. So, the University of Nebraska did something different than a lot of colleges, and they had a virtual spring game where they had some of the all-time legends of Nebraska split up into a red team and a white team, and they did a simulation on NCAA 14. The white team's quarterback, Heisman Trophy winner Eric Crouch. The red team's quarterback should have been Heisman Trophy winner Tommy Frazier. The red team had a lead for the whole game, and the white team actually came back and won it in overtime. I'm a little embarrassed to say I watched the whole game.
This next news story is probably one of my favorite articles that I got from last week, and it comes from Hannah Meyer. Now, we've said this multiple times during our news specials about social distancing, and we have struggled in this country across multiple states. Now, in the country of Indonesia, they took it to a whole new level. They're tired of people gathering in places, and so they actually hired people to dress up as haunted ghosts and walk around the towns, and especially in public places, benches, bus stops, all these places, to make sure they're not lingering around there, for them to get back in their house. You're scaring them into doing what they're supposed to. Next thing you know, Mr. Bombick and I might be wandering around the neighborhoods. All right, guys, that's it for the week. Make sure you fill out the current events sheet with it. As always, have a great day.
No pomegranates! No pomegranates! None! I don't want them anywhere near here. Am I clear?
Mr. Kruger, we end it with, as always, go Cougs.